Hey Brian, how's it going, bud? Can you hear me?
Hi, yeah. How's it going, man? How you doing?
It's good, it's good. Do you want to put a word out in the Discord that we're going to start things up here pretty soon? Oh, I see that you just did.
Yeah. We'll wait a few more minutes for people to join, but pretty excited.
All right, man. While we're waiting, what are you up to today? Where are you?
I am actually in Puerto Rico right now. Uh, Fun fact: my family lives in Puerto Rico. Just visiting them. Going to spend the Fourth of July with them, enjoying some sun. What about you?
So I'm driving from Virginia up to New York, actually. So I'll be in kind of your home turf for this weekend. But for those of you that don't know, Puerto Rico is turning quickly into the kind of crypto mecca of the world. And Brian's family is also very involved in crypto Web3, so he's in the spot right now.
Yeah. A lot of people, a lot of really interesting people here building really cool things. Some of our advisors for the team live here. It's a great spot for sure.
Is there any wind for kiting today?
Not today. I was out kiteboarding, which is a very, I guess, it's a very tech and Web3 thing. Is kiteboarding. It's so much fun. I was out doing it 2 days ago on my surfboard, and I was having a blast. But not enough wind today, so just having more of a relaxed day, getting a lot of work done, keeping things moving.
So what are you specifically working on today?
Yeah, so we of course have our two products coming out very soon. We have Draftables soft staking as well as Draftables alpha release, available both for the public. We're making sure everything looks great, working on UI, making sure people understand what they're getting themselves into, how to interact with both products, and just making sure that it's really clean. I say that's our main focus right now, and then bigger picture, we obviously have our draft token coming up, right? And it's sort of something that you only get one chance to do right. There's no reset that you get for like potentially, fixing that. So a lot of focus going into making sure we build this token to benefit the game, benefit the consumers, and just nail it.
Awesome. Um, so where do you want to dive into first? Do you want to talk soft staking or what do you think? What's best?
I think what would be best is to talk a little bit more about soft staking. Yeah, let's start there. We shared a little demo earlier on our Twitter. If you want to check it out, go look at our most recent post. But super uh, simple demo. We really didn't share that much info, and there's sort of two reasons for that. One, we want it to be a surprise for everyone. We want people to be excited when they first get on it. And two, we're still working on it, right? We want to make sure the UI is clean, easy to understand, especially for people who aren't used to this sort of interaction, used to soft staking platforms. It's available for the public, like I said earlier. So we expect for a lot of non-Web3 users to be interacting with this as well, and we want to make sure that they have an enjoyable experience doing so.
Awesome, dude. Can you give like a 30-second overview of what soft staking is, just for people who don't know? And then I think I actually want to give a brief intro of the ticketing system, which is something brand new to the soft staking
Ooh,
platform.
that's a good idea. Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, soft staking is a way for users to engage with the product early and sort of support its development. What soft staking actually means is that there's a benefit for holding our Web3 assets. In our case, it's the Draftables Founders Pass. But we never take that from you. We never take it out of your possession. You're free at any time to trade it, send it to another wallet, whatever you want. However, there's benefits for holding that and not listing it on a market. So it sort of helps support the community while adding extra bonus for users. But what you'll be able to do is complete quests, and these quests will earn you points towards our draft airdrop that we'll have alongside the token generation event, it's called, or when our token actually goes live. So it's a way to make sure we get this token into the right people's hands. People who are really playing with our game, interacting with the community, they'll earn the most points and they'll get the most tokens when the token releases.
Yeah, I think that was a good overview, but I think you did miss my 30-second mark by a couple seconds there. So I'm going to hold you
30
accountable
seconds is tight, man. 30
there.
seconds.
30 seconds is
I
tight.
was trying to count in my head, but I'm not good at multitasking.
No, that was a great overview. The one thing I want to highlight is that these quests vary from, interacting with the, Draftables Twitter, being a part of the Draftables Discord. Those all get you points. But then there's much more tangible quests as well, where you're actually getting to play the game and completing certain actions in the game, whether that's winning a match or, completing a long bomb pass or something. These can all get you points towards the TG and airdrop. But I want to talk a little bit about tickets. Brian, do you think now is a good time to do that?
Yeah, I think so. Let's first give a quick overview of the NFT that we're talking about, just so we make sure everyone's on the same page, then we can jump into tickets.
Sounds
Um,
good. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of itching for tickets because I'm really excited about that. But yeah, give an
so
overview of the Draftables Founder Pass.
I think, has it been 2 months already? It's been a month or two when we released the Draftables Founders Pass. And it was sort of our first on chain asset that we released to our community. And it was totally free. The mint was completely free. It's just a way for us to sort of get people engaged, start interacting with them, and building out this, what I like to call most passionate percentile, right? Percentile, I guess. But really, really get the right people on board to start interacting with. Um, and that went great. As of right now, we have very few listed on secondary marketplaces, which is a really good sign. That's what I consider to be the most healthy aspect of any NFT collection is how many people are selling versus holding. And Draftables is in a great position for that. If you want to grab one for yourself, it's on the Hyperspace marketplace. Go for it. It includes an athlete, right? That will actually be imported into Draftables beta. The stars on their chest represent their potential ability. There's a chest on their chest. I guess that's chest on their collar that represents a Draftables chest you'll get in the game, as well as unique cosmetics. So athletes have different helmets and jerseys. You'll be able to actually apply both of those to your team as well. But you want to jump into ticketing, Simon, or is there anything I missed?
Yeah, the one thing that we missed there was the number on your jersey that your athlete is wearing if you hold a
Right,
Founders
right.
Pass is representative of airdrop points. So take that jersey number, let's say 78, and you multiply it by 100. We're getting 7,800 there. That's an airdrop point allocation. So that translates into the TG and airdrop. But so ticketing is something that I'm actually really excited about. We're a game company and we're thinking about ways to make the game more fun all the time, but also like what's going alongside the game. And right now that's soft staking. So we were thinking of ways to gamify soft staking and this play to we use the term soft staking, but it really is also a play to airdrop campaign as well. So those are just interchangeable if anyone's getting a little bit confused on the vernacular there. But we were thinking about ways to gamify it and make it a more fun system. And we were thinking about how can we some kind of jackpot rewards for people who are involved in soft staking. And what we came up with a lottery system of sorts, or a better way to put it than a lottery would be a raffle. So, in addition to completing quests, what's going to happen is usually when you complete a quest, you get a airdrop point allocation, as we've discussed before, and that translates into airdrop upon TGE. But now, with certain quests, you can also earn tickets towards this big raffle that we're essentially throwing. And these tickets, they can be earned through gameplay, they can be earned by holding. They there will be various raffles throughout the soft staking program, but these tickets get you the jackpot rewards. We're talking massive airdrop point allocations that really should make for a pretty fun additional experience alongside playing and earning airdrop points. Brian, how is that? Do you want to expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's important to note the another reason why we're doing this ticketing is to make the system feel fair for everyone who gets involved, right? We want to, this is going to be running for multiple weeks, potentially months. We'll have different seasons for it, but we never want for people to feel like, oh, it's too late. If I get it now, I'm never going to catch up. There's no point, right? We want to support anyone who wants to interact with Draftables, and this is our way of doing that, where yes, you might not catch up to the leader in points, but every point matters. And on top of that, you have the potential to earn these tickets and win this raffle for airdrop for tokens as well. Another thing to add on to this is distinguishing points and tokens. So points aren't directly representative of tokens, right? Let's say someone ends up with 100,000 points at the end of soft staking. They're not going to get 100,000 tokens. What they will get is the allocation of total points out there. Their percentage of that is the percentage of tokens that they will receive out of the total pool. So if the number one competitor has 10% of the total number of points out there, they will receive 10% of the tokens that are set aside for the airdrop. And right now, you can look at our economic stocks if you want on Gitbook. It's linked in our Discord, but there's 2.5% set aside for the airdrop. That'll be broken up between a few different things, and there's another fun thing that we have to bring up about the airdrop. But the 2.5% of the total supply is set aside for this airdrop.
Yeah, I think that's important to let everyone know. And if you think about like kind of the Draftables ecosystem as a whole, I do encourage everyone to check out the economic documentation that we've created for Draftables. But I think that the people will be very pleasantly surprised with what that 2.5% equals out to.
Yeah, I'm super happy with our tokenomics. Like we brought on some of the best people in the space with some of the best partners that we still sadly can't name quite yet. But I mean, some people who really know what they're talking about, and they've helped us build an incredible ecosystem. So I'm just super excited, man. It's gonna be so much fun. Um, Another important thing to just making people aware of is this engage/chat to airdrop that we're having in the Discord. So another crucial thing for any Web3 game is its community, making sure its community is alive, making sure they're healthy. And that's sort of how we're building out our community through chat and engage to airdrop. So anyone who's been in our Discord before, we have an engage bot there. And you can start to actually earn points for doing things like liking, retweeting, commenting on our Twitter posts, as well as interacting with others just simply in the Discord. Just make some friends, right? And you get points for that. Those points will actually be able to be redeemed for airdrop as well. So that's something that's really cool that we're building out as well. I can't share the details about that just yet, but I want to make everyone aware of that.
Yeah, the one thing I want to highlight there is that yeah, you can get points for retweeting and liking and stuff, but and that's good for the community. It is great to make sure that everyone is like supporting Draftables so that we can build this together as big as we possibly can. But the other thing that I really want to highlight is that you can get points just for talking with other members in the Discord. And the reason that I feel very happy about this is because we're encouraging a lot of our design team and really all members of our team, but particularly the game design team, to get in the Discord more. And they're super busy, but we're making sure that they make sure that they're checking in on the Discord regularly, so that users can really ask questions directly to the designers. How is the training system going to work? Tell me the nitty gritty details about that. I had some questions on the white paper. Like, we want to make sure that we can that we are making sure that the community is as in touch with the team as possible, really.
Yeah, for sure. And, that'll be a separate allocation that we set aside from that total airdrop allocation. Keep in mind, of course, welcome Avalanche Gaming. But keep in mind, of course, the main airdrop is going to be focused on the soft staking, right? That's really where you're going to earn the majority of your points. And the main engagement tool that we're going to use is Draftables, the game. Um, we've also shared that alongside the soft staking, we're going to be releasing alpha of Draftables. We're super excited for that. Simon, do you think you want to talk a little bit about what we've built?
Yeah, man. Do you want to do like high level game stuff, or what do you want to talk about?
I think it'd be cool to talk a bit about what improvements. Well, first highlighting the last tournament we had, and then what improvements or what changes we've made since then.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So last tournament was dope. It was super, super fun. We got some draftables merch out to people who were participating. And just so everyone knows, like this was very, very, very early. Draftables was at its absolute infancy. The game had a ton of problems, and we're very, very grateful for our users because they provided the feedback that we needed to grow this thing into a truly fun game. And they had the patience that we needed and really just kind of understood the vision about this fast paced mobile based sports video game, and they were willing to work with us. So the tournament went awesome. People played an absolute ton, and it was just really fun getting to know people who were into
For
draftables.
sure.
Now, yeah, it was a blast. Since the tournament, let's see. So it was back in October, and there have been a lot of changes since then. The biggest ones that you're going to experience are that, you know, right off the bat when you log in the game, you'll see some brand new features. And my personal favorite aspect of it is that it's just a much more snappy game. It's also based off of your browser and your mobile phone, so you don't have to download a Mac or PC version if you're playing on Mac or PC. It's much more accessible and makes for really quick and easy interactions that also are tied right into the play to airdrop campaign slash soft staking. Um, the thing that we're actually building right now that I think is really, really crucial is a tutorial. And it dives into, how you play draftables, but then it also walks you through, how you can actually earn from this as well with our airdrop campaign. So it's just all about accessibility and making this as easy on the users as possible. And then the third thing that I'm much better about the newest version of Dribbles, in my opinion, is that we're leaning into customizability, and we're nowhere near where we want to be and where we're going to be with beta. As many of you know, the beta building is actually happening right now, and we're rebuilding some of the kind of frameworks that Draftables needs to be a more mainstream game, making some pretty big changes there, which maybe we could get into a little bit, but it might be a little early for some of those. However, we're leaning into customizability, and we're letting people earn through gameplay a bunch of new things through their draftables packs. And what this looks like is really a connection to a lot of our partners that we've made along the way building draftables. So you're going to be able to get some cool stuff from AVAX in your Stadium Village. You're going to be able to get some pretty cool stuff from some other Web3 partners in your Stadium Village just to decorate it and really drip everything out a bit more. Brian, what else am I missing there?
Yeah, that's really well said. I think you highlighted it well with the tutorial, but there's going to be a ton of improvements for UI and helping users understand what's actually going on behind the scenes. Um, for those of you who played the last tournament, you know it was very text based. We started our movement away from that toward much more visual gameplay on the field. The reason for that is we've built an incredible logic engine behind the actual outcomes of each play on the field. Users just aren't aware of that yet. So I think it's going to be really important for us to make sure users understand what's going on and what plays they can call to have the most progress on the field and really win games for their teams. We also have a few questions here. Give me 1 second. If you want to ask any questions, go to just feel free to add them in the comments. But Chris, one of the OGs, winner of the first tournament, said, I like the ticketing idea a lot. It is a good response to the haves and have-nots question I asked in the last AMA. Yeah, Chris. I mean, that was a big inspiration for this whole idea. Is how can we really make sure that everyone feels welcome to participate, right? We don't want for this to be sort of a launch and we only bring on users at the very beginning. We want for people to, we want for the community to grow. We want for new people to be engaging every day. And I think this is going to be a really useful tool for that. Then Kirakter from Param said, does this project have NFL IP? That's a great question. And no, and there's a reason for that. The name of the game is having total control over your own franchise, right? You're not pretending to be an NFL franchise owner. You actually are a franchise owner in this game. So we want to offer completely unique athletes to every athlete on your team. No one else has. It's not like you have, I don't know, who like Chris McCaffrey as your running back, and 10,000 other people have him as well. This athlete is completely yours to improve, and it's going to be your job to help them reach their full potential. And that's sort of the idea behind that. But what we do have is some really, really fun IP partnerships that will be coming out hopefully pretty soon. We just can't announce it quite yet, but it's going to be really fun to bring these people into the game and sort of augment the gameplay experience with that.
Brian, I want to do a little Draftables history about kind of how we made the decision to break away from NFL licensing, if you don't mind.
Sure, go for it. Go for it.
So let me think. Like the timeline gets a little blurry because we've been working on this for years now. But it started when Brian gave me a call one day and he was like, "Hey man, do you want to make an on-chain fantasy league for us and some friends?" Like this was not intended to be a business. This was literally just because Brian was getting really into coding on Solidity. We were having a lot of fun, like making smart contracts, and thought that we could do something kind of cool for us and some friends. Um, we started doing that, realized that we had something dope where we could offer fantasy in kind of a more immersive realm through true ownership. And then we really started to build it out more. Maybe we don't build this just for us and some friends. Let's make this the real deal. Let's make this the way that fantasy is played across the board. And then we started working on that, and we actually got kind of bored of the connection that fantasy requires of the NFL. You know, for one, you're only able to offer fantasy and play fantasy and have all the fun that you can with fantasy for the regular season of football. That's a fraction of the full year. Second, we wanted with true ownership to come unlimited control, and we were playing around with mechanics as to how we could give people the best manager experience that we could. And with that, you have to be able to let people do what they want. You have to be able to give people control and customization over their franchise. You already get to the players, it's into a persona that that player already has. And you can't really break away from that without kind of breaking the game. So that's when we decided to cut the NFL and really to offer our users the most immersive experience possible, being the owner of their own franchise. Now, that led us to create the first version of Draftables. Then we hosted the alpha tournament back in the fall, and we realized that we had a pretty fun game loop. People were having fun, people were getting engaged. So we built up our team. We brought on some really world-class game designers, and we're just really, really excited for this next step.
Absolutely. I think that's really well said. And when is this next step? We can't give you guys an official date still. I'm sorry. I know everyone wants to hear the day. But what we have shared in our last space last week is that it will be July, both products. So it's really soon. It's in the next month where we're super excited. We're making sure everything's clean, everything's ready. But it's going to be a lot of fun to have this second tournament, and it's going to be so much bigger than the first one, Simon. I mean, the first one was 100 people. I think we had 150 signups that we allowed for people to bring on. So that was our max, and I think about 100 of those people actually ended up playing. So it was tiny, right? And obviously we've grown quite a lot. We're expecting a lot more users to play, and it's going to be really fun to sort of track the leaderboards for this. This one. But I don't know. Maybe we'll see Chris at the top there again. Maybe there'll be a new champion. Who knows? It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, and I just want to give a little bit of clarification on, why have we not released a date yet? So when we're making decisions as a company, there's a couple different things we have to balance. First of all, what can we do to build the best product? A lot of that comes down to money and talent. We have, we have top notch both, but specifically on talent, I mean, the team is absolutely amazing. I've had a lot of fun getting to know new people and really building it out. And I encourage you guys all to get to know them in the Discord. But then we also have to balance, you know, so like timing and release schedules for the company, what makes sense for us there, but then also what we're bringing our users. We need to bring the best product possible. That's always the goal. And the route that we've decided to go, and then the third thing is user experience. And part of user experience is like the timeliness of releases. And I think that this gets a little bit shroud in a lot of Web3 products where there's a lot of blind promises happening, and people just hoping that something's going to come together. One for the company, two for the users, and then three on the user experience side of things. So the thing that we've had to sacrifice a little bit of is some of that user experience. I would have loved to release the alpha version of the game back in June. I mean, we had a new version of the game and it was a lot better and people would have had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, and it would have been a great improvement from the first tournament. However, we weren't satisfied that it was going to make as big of a splash as we could, set our users up for the biggest growth as it could, and really position Draftables to be a game-changing game. So the commitment that we've kind of made as a company, and the reason that we haven't released the next version yet, is because we are really committed to the wow factor. We really appreciate that everyone has been along for so long at this point, and just really, really excited to present the next experience to you all, because I think that it is going to be a game-changing experience for sure.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. I think that's really well explained. I'm going to go over a few more questions here. Again, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to comment them in the post of the Twitter space. And then I think we should talk a little bit more about draft. How does that sound?
Oh, I'm always down to talk about
Exciting,
draft.
right?
That'll be
It's going
fun.
to be a blast. So first question I see, Shoddy.eth, param partner point claim time frame. So Shoddy, if you're talking about the param token, that's not us. I know, we have this partnership with Param Labs, for those of you who don't know. Part of their questing is actually involving Draftables. They've been great partners, but that's on Param Labs. I would go head over to their Discord or Twitter and ask them there. Because I'm not totally sure. I know they just had their TGE, I believe, but I would imagine it would be pretty soon. Boris, esports betting. Who? Do you want to get into that? Yeah. Oh, Simon, you're cutting out.
You might have already Draftable. Can you hear me right now?
You're still a little choppy, but try again. You good, or should I continue? All right. Well, I'm just going to go ahead on a few more questions. We'll see if Simon can regain his internet connection. But Boris asked a question about esports betting, and we've gotten this question so many times, and it's something that we're super excited for. But it's something that we have to approach cautiously, right? We have to make sure we do it correctly and in a moral way. But absolutely, there's a huge potential for sports betting with this product. We want for it to be very community driven, if you couldn't tell already. But we want to, down the line, we're going to have live streaming in the app where you'll be able to watch other people. Make that as interactive as possible. And one of those avenues is through sports betting. Right now, we're exploring more for just digital assets, so putting up certain cosmetics against one another or certain athletes against one another. But down the line, uh, that's absolutely something we want to look into. I'm getting a message saying, "Can you guys hear me? Give me 1 second." Okay, looks like you guys can hear me. It's just Simon is driving right now, so I think he's going through a spotty place right now. Um, but yeah, I mean, absolutely, sports betting down the line. We're just approaching that slowly and very cautiously. How do you onboard? I'm new. So, Machala, the best way to onboard is through our Draftables Discord. That's where you can reach out to our team. Our mods are on there 24/7, and they can point you in the right direction to read up about Draftables. Make sure you're engaging in every way that you can, and be prepared for the actual game release. Game is not currently live. That's coming in the next month. But I would suggest for anyone who wants to start their journey into the Draftables ecosystem, Draftables world, whatever you want to call it, jump into the Discord. That's discord.gg/draftables. Another thing that we actually haven't been sharing too much is that you can sign up for the game right now and earn early points for that as well. If you want to sign up, create an account, just sort of get yourself set up to play the game as soon as it's ready, go over to our website, draftables.io. In the top right, you'll see a sign up button. Click on that. You can create an account, add your socials, and you'll see some points for that. On top of that, if you sign up through a referral code, you'll get some extra points for signing up with that referral code. And if you share a referral code with someone else and they use it to sign up, you will also get some points for that. So if you can, go find a referral code. I know some people definitely release on referral codes. I'm not going to name one because I don't want to make it unfair. But go jump into the game early. That's all the questions we have now. If anyone else has any other questions, feel free to drop them in there, and I'll make sure to refresh. Oh, I just looked. So Keys from Param, are you under any active NDA with IP partners? It's not an NDA. It's more making sure we're in, it's secure. The deal is fully complete before we announced anything, because we don't want to sort of jump the gun, so to speak. This is absolutely some incredible partners that we have here, cooking to build on draftables with us. But it's just we want to make sure we announce it at the right time where everything's prepared. We're building it out already, so we don't want to jump the gun, like I said. Just because of that reason, it's been, these companies are massive, right? So things move a little slowly. So it's going to happen. It's just when is more the question. But again, I wish I could tell you guys. I'm so excited for it, but I just can't quite yet. I'm sorry. Um, let's see, what else should we go over? I guess we should talk about the draft token a bit. So
Brian, can you hear me?
the draft token is more than just the in-game transactional asset that is used for draftables. But I think I'll start there, right? Draft can be both earned and spent in the game. You can earn it primarily from completing matches, specifically winning matches will earn you the most points. But you can also earn it in draftables chests, right? So anytime you open a chest, you could get any in-game asset, whether that's cosmetics, consumables like energy drinks, cosmetics. By cosmetics, I mean jerseys, helmets, cleats, gloves, etc. You could get athletes, or you could get draft, and a few other things down the line, which will be fun. So that's how you can earn draft in the game. Obviously, it will be available on exchanges as well, but draft will also be sort of the uh, function behind and everything alongside that. So whether you want to train your athlete, whether you want to purchase an athlete on the secondary market, if you want to purchase energy drinks, unique limited edition cosmetics, right? A draftables chest, kind of try your luck, see what you get. All of those will be powered by Draft. And it's going to be a lot of fun when we finally release it and kind of get this token out there into everyone's hands, because it's going to be a lot more rewarding, uh, a lot more risk and reward, I guess, involved in the game. And that's another big thing about what we're building here is we want for every decision you make to matter to you. And Draft really ties that whole thing together. Taking a
Hey
little bit of
Brian,
a
can you hear
step
me?
back, like I said earlier, Draft is the foundation of everything that we're building at Draft Labs. We're a game studio, right? So we have other games down the line that we'll release as well. This template is really fun, really flexible, and we're going to apply it to other sports and other IP as well, make IP-specific games. But those will also be powered by Draft. So that's sort of the bigger picture there as to how this all plays in together. We're also building our own subnet, so that's super exciting. Simon, are you there? You want to try your luck again with the internet, or?
Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, if you're talking, we cannot hear you. I don't know if it's the
Hello,
wrong mic or
hello, hello,
just your connection.
hello.
I got a thumbs up from Neil. I don't know if that means other people can hear him or what's going on, but I'm just going to continue with a little bit about our subnet. So for those of you who don't know, we're building on the Avalanche blockchain, and there's a few different reasons for that. We went over this in our last Twitter space last week, but the main thing there really is the technology. They've created the ability to have your own, what they call subnet, which gives a lot more customization, a lot more control for each team to help create the best user experience and the best experience for the company. So when we do things like training your athletes or claiming them from training and seeing that change in metadata, we don't want for you to have to pay pesky gas fees on that, right? Even if they're a cent, it's not a fun experience to have to do that. So this subnet technology allows us to have a lot more control over what exactly the gas fees are, and also create our own validator nodes. And that's very technical. I'm not going to get into it too much, but essentially helps us manage our own security. So that's super exciting as well. And Draft will sort of be the ecosystem token for this entire subnet. Subnets are also open, right? So any other companies or teams that want to build on the Draft Lab subnet will be totally welcome to build alongside us. I'm really excited to see where that goes. We've actually already been in talks with a few different teams to explore that idea, but it's going to be really interesting for sure. And I'm just so excited. Chris, you said I can hear you. Okay, so I'm gonna just keep talking and assume that everyone can hear me. I don't know why it's being so spotty right now, but Twitter or X Spaces tends to have that reputation. Simon, you want to try one more time chatting, or just
Can
continue?
anyone hear me? Hello, hello. Anyone? If you guys can hear me, drop something in the chat because it might be on Brian's
I
end.
don't think that's working, but I'll just keep on going. I think I've covered most of the points that we wanted to hit in this meeting today. I'm going to give a quick recap. Draftables and soft staking will be coming out alongside one another in the next month in July, right? Super excited for that. I really encourage you all to get your hands on one of our Founders Pass NFTs to really boost the points that you earn from soft staking. But both of these products will be available to the public, not a requirement to hold anything. We just did a little overview of the token, but draft token will be coming later this year, sort of the foundation for draftables and the entire draft tags ecosystem. If you want to learn more, jump in our Discord. That's the easiest place, discord.gg/draftables. You can also go create your own account there, start earning points early. We got mods who can point you to anything you need, whether that's documentation or signing up for the engage to earn points or whatever it is. Go ask the mods we got. They're extremely helpful. They know exactly what they're talking about. They'll walk you through whatever you need. Is there anything else that I missed? I think that's it. Oh, I do actually have one thing that we haven't really started announcing quite yet, but it's pretty standard for any token release. We just haven't put much focus on it yet, but that's going to be changing soon. That's our Telegram channel. So we've just we released a while ago a Telegram channel. We haven't spoke much about it, but if you want to jump in there, chat with us a little bit more directly, that'll be focused more on our token launch. You can find it in our link tree in our profile. I also believe that the link is t.me/draftables, but I wouldn't quote me on that. So if you want to jump in there, go ahead. We're all always happy to chat with you all. And I think that's it. I'm going to take one last look at all the questions here, make sure I hit everything. Let's see. Oh, Hashu said it's an issue on my side. So I might have been cutting off Simon repeatedly. If I did, I'm so sorry, Simon. Any other questions? Do you have any plans to allow loaning/renting of digital assets between franchises? That is a really good question. Yes, absolutely. That was a question that we sort of brought to light when we were first designing this game. Is how easy do we want it for people to work together and sort of improve their franchises together? And yes, that's totally a possibility in the future. As of right now, that's not going to be something that you can interact with. However, we have a partnership with Shards that we announced a little while ago, and that does create sort of a fractionalized purchase of the greater ecosystem that we're building. So if you want to go check out Shards, they have documentation right on their website, which is shards.tech, shards.tech. They built some really cool stuff. If anyone's familiar with the game Petopia, they're also the studio behind that. But we will be launching on them as well in the next, I don't know if I can give an exact date, but pretty soon. I think that's it. So I think it's time to wrap up. Apologies for the technical difficulties that we've experienced during this. Don't know. I'm going to just blame Simon because I can't hear him, so I can't hear him back talk to me about this. But I'm going to blame Simon and his Wi-Fi/connectivity
Boo!
issues. But
Boo!
thank you all so much for joining. We're super excited. We'll actually be having a Discord AMA next week where we will be showing you live the game and soft staking just to help people get a better understanding of what it is exactly we're building. If you want to join in on that, jump in our Discord. Check out our documentation. I want to reiterate, nothing that we say here is financial advice. Please do your own research into everything that we've mentioned, everything that we're building. Make sure you got a full understanding of what's going on here. And I want to thank you all for joining. There's been a great space, and we will talk with you all again soon. Thank you.
Thanks, all. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but stay tuned because we also have some pretty fun plans coming up for giving away some Draftables Founders Passes. If you got one and you want one more, stay tuned. And if you don't have any just yet, there's going to be some opportunities to grab them. So talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.